Hey guys, Rexasor here, and welcome to Patch Notes on the 8th of July 2025. I am recording this quite late in the day, and will be uploading this even later because I completely forgot to do one of these. In fact, I forgot to do quite a few of these, because I was supposed to do one last Monday and I forgot, and then I didn't do one yesterday because it was Monday and I had other things going on, and then today I just forgot. And now I remembered, and I was like, oh, should I do one? It's late in the day. I was like, yeah, I might as well just do one. So I am. So you're welcome. So reasons why I haven't done them in a while is because last week I was in Ireland for a week, specifically Dublin. We went with our good friends Richard and Michaela, and we had a good time. It was incredibly windy, but very good. We were on a propeller plane as well, which was very interesting. My first time going on a propeller plane, which was very loud but very, very fun. And yeah, for the most part, it was very, very good. We found a crepe place, which was very odd, and I think that was my. If to sum up Dublin, it's very European, and I wasn't expecting it, and it feels very strange to say that because obviously Ireland is part of Europe, but even when Britain was part of Europe, I don't think London, or I don't think any city in England has ever felt as European as Dublin does. And it very much feels this interesting mix between the old British history of when Dublin was under British rule and this prominent new European sentiment and building infrastructure, population that the last 100 years has given it. So really interesting, really interesting. We had a really good time. We went to the Cliffs of Moher. We did a day trip where we went from Dublin to the Cliffs of Moher and Galway, which was really fun. We did the Guinness Museum because who doesn't? Or the Guinness Storehouse as it's called. We did Dublinia, which is it's a museum of Dublin specifically, but it starts from, effectively Dublin was created by the Vikings, so it starts from the Viking settlement all the way through medieval times up until about the late 1700s, so until the Tudor reign, I think. It'd be 1600. And then we did the Dublin Castle, which was a lot of paintings, which are amazing. There was such an incredible collection, and then you got to go into each of the rooms, and it was very much more 1800s to 1900s. Very interesting building. Felt very European, continental, sort of illustrious, very Versailles in some aspects. So yeah, that was really fun. And then Hannah and I had a day where we just wandered around, went to the checking out the shops and stuff. I got to see one of the ships that was used to sail across the Atlantic during the famine and other things like that. So it was very good, and the food was very good. We found some incredible fusion places. There was a burger sushi restaurant we went to. That's right, they did burgers and sushis. Very strange, but very, very nice. We also then went to an Italian restaurant, which was really cool. I had some really good wine. I've not had wine. I don't have wine that often anymore. I don't think I've ever really had wine that often. But it was good. And then the pizza was really good as well. And it was very windy. Also, the drivers in Dublin are probably some of the worst I've seen. Gonna say that. I don't know if it's just the way that Dublin is laid out or whatever the roads, but it is not great. The drivers there, wow. And I don't know if this is just the same all over Europe and probably all over the world at the moment, but there was a significant number of homeless people as well. And I think this is it's a challenge that every country has. We have them in Cardiff as well. There's some when you go to London, just everywhere. And I don't know, it just feels like there's this huge rise of them lately, over the last decade probably. And it doesn't seem like anyone's really tackling the fundamental reason behind it. So, but yeah, that was something that we came across and was very prevalent. while we were out there. But for the most part, it was really, really good. Tad expensive, but what can you expect from like a really touristy town during tourist season? Yeah, then we came back. It was good. It was raining. So what can you expect? We actually got really lucky in Ireland. It was really windy, but it didn't barely rain, and when it did, it was overnight, so we didn't really get affected by it too much, which was nice. Anyway, that was my trip. I had a good time. Then I've come back, and my work is in chaos, so that's fun. Unbelievable. I won't discuss the intricacies, but fucking hell. I left in the good week, but also I've come back having to basically fill out all the fucking holes that have come into the ship while I've been away, so that's great. Or a brilliant thing to come back to. But anyway. Yeah, what have I been doing since D&D? A lot of it. We had a session on Sunday, we had a session yesterday. Sunday session was a shopping episode, so nothing too fancy, and we're not going to play now for 2 weeks because we're busy on Sundays for the next 2 weeks. And it does allow me to do a bit more prep, which I'm not lacking, but there's no direction with the crew right now, so I need to kind of have things just ready just in case, which should allow me to develop things a bit more, hopefully get a little side quest or something going. Although personally, I don't really want to stay where they are at the moment. It's an interesting place, but it's just not really the centre of anything at the moment, unless they want to sort something out. But I'm very much of the mindset that I want to get over this arc. I want to get to the final part of the arc, set it up, have between 5 and 10 sessions in that final sort of section of the arc, which is a long time. That's like over 2 months. But I feel like it needs to, and where they are right now is kind of in the middle of nowhere, so I don't know if I want to prep anything in this area and kind of just focus everything on like that final sort of, oh shit, this is what's happening. But they're not there yet, so you can, for those who are listening and are part of that D&D crew, that's very loud building up there, by building I mean vehicle, for those of you who are listening and are part of the Sunday crew, fuck off. Leave 3 Point, please. Don't stay too long there. I want to get to some interesting stuff, and the interesting stuff ain't here yet. Not to say you can't come back. There is definitely interesting stuff that I've got sort of in the sort of background, but I know a lot of you want to move on, kinda, and I want to move on, defo. So I just want to get to the epic cool stuff. And 3 Point is literally that the town, the city actually, it's called 3 Point because it's an island with 3 points and whatever. So I just want them to move and continue their heading so that we can get to the cool stuff. And the Monday crew, we did have a really cool session. It was awkward because I had prepped something, and then this isn't the first time they've done this as well, so I don't know what's happened, but I came up with like this really cool potential encounter, and they just planned around it, and just I was like, well, that makes sense, and I don't see why they wouldn't, the enemies wouldn't react this way. So they reacted the way that the party planned it, and there we go. They managed to resolve the fundamental problem quicker than I anticipated, but also it does lead to sort of side questy stuff-ish, which we'll see if they choose to follow through or if they just choose to ignore. I'm hoping they don't ignore it, but if they do, then that will allow me to develop the story elsewhere, I guess. We'll see what happens. Yeah, so that's D&D. This week, we've got Blood on the Clock's out tonight. I was going to play Warhammer tomorrow, but Firestorm closes at 6, which is frustrating, so I'm actually going to have to play on Friday instead, so I won't be doing my usual Warhammer on Friday. I'll be doing a different one. And then Thursday we have Baldur's Gate 3 for the first time in months, it feels like. I don't know how many more sessions we've got of it, but that's happening on Thursday. And then Saturday I've got a full day of Warhammer. I'm going to do more 500 point Old World. We got the new FAQ dropped. A lot of things happened in Old World over the last few weeks. So that's that. And then on Sunday we don't have D&D because other people are busy, and I will probably figure something out to do. So yeah. that's basically everything I've been doing. I've not been painting. Just haven't had the time. I have been in Ireland for a week, so I guess that makes sense. I've not been painting anything. Gaming wise, I've been playing a bunch of Project Zomboid with my brother and my brother's brothers. Basically, my brother's brothers-in-law, my brother's brothers-in-law, because there's multiple of them, brother-in-laws. I don't actually know what the convention is for that. Either way, his wife's sister's husbands. Either way, the four of us were playing a bunch of Project Zomboid, and we have a server, and it's really, really fun. I've actually been really enjoying it. I don't actually like survival crafting horror. I don't like it. It just doesn't do it for me. But for whatever reason, this game does. I don't know if it's because it's so intricate, like to the point where if you're cooking, you legitimately have to like boil water, add salt, add things together to create a cooking recipe. If you want to build up a car, you can just take car parts from other cars, put them in together as long as they fit the same sort of area and stuff and have the same build type. You can craft really cool stuff by upping your carpentry skills, and then I've made like a few watchtowers and things. I just find it really satisfying and fun. The zombies aren't ridiculously overpowered. They're all the same, but it's the mass of them that gets you, which is just should be the case with zombies. Yeah, I don't know. I've really been really enjoying it. There's also an element I've been playing it with like my brother and stuff, so it's always really, really fun. But yeah, I've been playing that, and that's been really fun. We also played a bit of Plate Up over the last few weeks, which has also been really fun. So yeah, anyway, that's been my life. So I hope you guys have had a good time over the last few weeks. I'm sorry that I just haven't been updating stuff, but busy. And that's just the way it is. Yeah, that's basically it. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this very late patch notes. And I will speak to you next week. Ta-ra.